A 4.8. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Brandon back with another hardware overview. Today we're going to be looking at the PowerColor Red Devil RX 470. This is the 4GB DDR5 variant, and as of 2019, early 2019 right now, it's still January, we are not POW on Ethereum. So this card still has a purpose for right now. The Radeon 7 just got announced, so these cards could end up being pushed into obscurity, but they're still not bad cards. I just wanted to do a highlight on this card because PowerColor kind of pushes the envelope when it comes to graphic card design and also marketing. So with this one, if I flip it over, this has got a big old pentagram on the back, and I've heard some people say they literally won't buy these graphics cards just because of the actual graphics card design. I am setting this on the 1060 rig that we just assembled in the last video. If you want to go check out some more rig assembly or graphics card profit videos, you can check those out on my channel, youtube.com/Brandoncoin. And we have a kitty here, but I'm getting ready to throw this back in a rig. I let a friend borrow it for a little while. And actually this was given to me by a good friend of mine, Spartan Mining. He's on YouTube also. He's got a big farm over there, so you can check him out, youtube.com/Spartan Mining, or just search it in the search bar above. But I did still want to highlight, a lot of people gave the 470 a lot of flack because basically it's still got the compute units of a 480 or a 580. It's actually got more compute units than a 570 if I do recall correctly. Maybe not, but the 470, it's kind of like locked away performance. So what AMD did is they kind of like neutered the 470s to make them perform worse than the 480s. But the GPU miners out there, us guys, we figured out how to BIOS mod and basically unlock these cards so you could get full mining performance. And this thing performs almost identically to a 480 or a 580 or a BIOS modded 570. So currently right now on Ethereum, you can expect to get anywhere in the high 20s. So sometimes you can push these cards up to 30, maybe even 31 mega hash. I usually like to keep them around 29. Obviously that will be changing when the POW comes out, the proof of work POW or whatever you want to call it. So for now, these cards still do have a home. I am gonna be running them. But maybe one day we're just gonna, you know, pull these out and play video games on them. These cards are still not bad to play games on. Their performance is somewhere in between a 1050 and a 1060 if you're more familiar with the AMD side of things. So it does fall a little bit short on modern titles. And it only having 4 gigs of VRAM is probably going to be an issue coming into more modern games as of 2019 and into 2020. It looks like 6 gigs and up is going to be probably the new standard. Just judging by the fact that all the new cards coming out are heavily got a lot of VRAM on them. So with that being said, guys, we are going to be putting this in. Let's see here. We're going to be putting this in this 470 rig right here. I have 5 Sapphire 470s in it currently, and the Red Devil is just going to take up this 6th slot. These are all 6-card rigs. There is a 570 rig at the bottom, 580, and then this is 470s. A lot of people ask me, am I expanding? And just because I'm adding cards back to my rigs does not mean I'm expanding. I'm more or less consolidating down. This card, for example, I've always had this card. I used it for a little while, and then a friend of mine's like, hey, let me borrow it. I need a card for like a week. And that week kind of turned into like a month, and then I was like, hey man, you either want to buy it or like you want to give it back, because I really want that card back. A friend of mine gave it to me, and it's just a really cool design when you come down to it. Like it's got some heat pipes on top, really thick cooler. When you compare it to like one of these other 470s, there's really just not a whole lot going on inside of them. So always cool to see something different, something kind of breaking the mold, so to speak. PowerColor's always been one of those companies to make like weird graphics cards, and a lot of people actually give PowerColor a lot of flack saying that they're bad graphics cards. I've really had no bad issues out of PowerColor, and if anything I can recommend them more than not. So let me throw this in, and then we'll run downstairs and see what kind of performance we can get in comparing them to these Sapphire mining cards. And before I forget, because everybody always asks me, what risers do you use? What risers do you use? I have now switched over almost exclusively to only buying the Ubit risers. And let's see here. Does it actually say Ubit on them? I don't think it does. That's funny. Nope, it doesn't say Ubit on them. But if you go onto Amazon.com and type in UBIT, I'll put a link down below in the description. These are my 100% favorite risers. They're a little bit more narrower. They have a 6-pin plug. They also have SATA and Molex. I try not to use that SATA or that Molex, and I try to always use the 6-pin. But I've only had one out of probably maybe 20 or 30 of these fail on me so far, and that's a lot lower than all the other failure rates on all the other risers I've ever used. So with that being said, I'm going to pop this on a Ubit riser, and we're going to get this thing fired up. And when you buy the Ubit risers, it does come with the PCI ×1 adapter and the correct USB cord for it. So let's get it in. Alright, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Red Devil chilling with the Sapphires. So there it is. I do have the 8-pin plugged in the top, and the riser is running off of a 6-pin. So we should be good to go on power. By the way, this motherboard setup is a ASRock H110 Pro BTC. I believe this is the 12 or 13 GPU motherboard. Got it for a good deal. I'm not going to be running that many on it. And I'm running a 500 watt power supply for the top power on these two cards, and then the motherboard power. The 750 watt server is running the rest of the cards. So, yep, if you want more information on that, you can check out some more. Please like, subscribe, comment down below with any questions, and let's go see what this bad boy is doing. Alright guys, so we're back over here on the computer. I just went to the Power Colors website to see their official documentation on the Red Devil RX 470, and I just tell you what, like, I have this thing in person, but this is a good looking card, especially considering I don't think Red Devil planned on it being like a high dollar, high end version. But it really kind of comes across that way. And if you go down, like, they talk about some of the features, really not a whole lot revolutionary. They kind of have like a weird fan design. I forgot to tell you that earlier. It's got like an open slot in between the blades in the middle. It's supposed to allow for it to be quieter, but honestly, I'm not going to say it's loud by any means, but I can't tell it's much quieter than any other graphics card. But it does have dual ball bearing fans, so that's pretty cool. And it does have the fans will stop moving. It's got the 0 RPM fans. If it's running cold, they can't actually stop. It's not like the fans that have to run all the time. So some pretty cool stuff right there. I will have a link down below in the description if you want some more information on it. Who knows? Somebody may just actually really want one of these cards or checking it out. But I do have it up and running. This is my RX 470 rig right here. And if you look, GPU 5 is the RX 470 Sapphire, Red Devil power color. It's doing 28.9. I do have a one-click BIOS mod on it, and the rest of those cards are the Sapphire mining RX 470s. They're doing anywhere from 29 to 26. A couple of them are varying a little bit right there, but yeah, that RX 470 Red Devil's standing up and mining just like a mining card. So yeah, really impressive card right there. If you guys want to see, I can include in the future like gaming benchmarks when we do these like hardware reviews or overviews. If you want to see that kind of stuff, just comment down below. If not, then I guess comment down below anyway. But guys, thank you for watching. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe, thumbs up, like. I will be making a playlist of hardware, like graphics cards videos, and I'll include that playlist link down below in the description also. So if you like looking at graphics cards and just kind of, you know, this kind of thing, you can click on that and check them out. So yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening, have a good weekend. I will see you back Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adios.